back. Let me tell you what comes in the sets. All right, and so you can now do that. And now they're looking at this as, again, as a set. All right. Couple of things also as far as storage options, since I'm talking about them. You have to sell the storage options, all right? This is what you really are selling, all right? The wood blocks of trays. Let me tell you about the wood blocks. The wood blocks are awesome. Their wood blocks are great because they're triple. Remember all the stuff I said about wood, how it's all nasty and gross and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, forget about that. I'm only kidding, Ms. Jones. Well, first of all, our wood blocks just sit on the countertop. They're not actually in the sink, okay? You're not going to get water on them and stuff constantly. And they're triple laminated, and they're compressed oak wood. So what that means is that they take all the spaces out. They squish it down. That's why it's all these little sections of wood. So that it's compressed oak wood, and it looks beautiful. And they're triple laminated, so it looks really sweet. Plus, they got these little pegs on the bottom, so that way if you get water or stuff, and it's got a thermoresin bottom, so that way it doesn't soak up into the bottom of your. If you get if you spill some stuff on your counter, it's not going to soak up into the bottom. See the shadow around the outside, and also makes it so it doesn't slide around your countertop, which is kind of cool. So the wood block doesn't get all ratty after time. A lot of companies have that. Also, you see with our wood blocks is the knives are slanted up as opposed to straight down or sideways. So that way the kids have to be taller than the wood blocks to get the knives out. And the bigger the knife is, the higher it is in the wood block. So unless you have giant kids, you don't have to worry about your kids getting the big knives. And if they do want the table knives are a lot safer for kids, so they're on the bottom, so kids can get those. Also with our wood blocks, you see our knives sit on their side. They sit flat, as opposed, they sit what we call, horizontally instead of vertically. And a lot of companies put their knives vertically because then gravity pushes on the knife, and every time you pull it out, you drag the blade across the wood block. And what that does is it dulls your knife and it cuts up your wood block. Okay, and that's what they want because they want your knives to go dull as fast as possible, so you have to buy more. So with ours, we put ours on the side, and then the table knives, they go upside down on their back, and so you don't have to worry about that. And therefore, our knives stay a lot sharper, and your wood block stays a lot nicer. So, and these things are great. People walk in the kitchen, they see this thing, they go, "Wow, that's a sweet looking set of knives." And so it's something that people really like to display. Now, if they like the wood, now, by the way, I always ask them, do you like the wood blocks or the trays before I sell them on one? If they say I like the trays, I don't spend a half hour talking about wood blocks. All right. Now, with the trays, by the way, the trays are, they're semi-childproof. You actually have to lift them and then pull them out in order to get them out of there. So you can't just pull them. If you just pull them, then it locks in. They have holes in the back, so they can go on a wall, they can go in a cabinet, and they don't fall out. They can go, wherever you want to put them. You want to hang them up. Also with the trays, they snap apart, so that way you can get inside and clean out all the inside. So that way, if you do put the knives dirty inside there, you can actually snap apart, clean them all out, wash them out, which is kind of cool. And it's great. They're really strong. They're almost indestructible. I used to stand on one. We used to have one in our sample kit. I used to actually stand on it in my demo, so to show them that it won't break. So it comes apart like an ice cube tray. So it's a really nice option as well. All right. So you see how I'm selling them on the options. All right. There's no way they're going to buy the wood block and not put knives in it. So you sell them on the options. All right. So you ask them which do you like better, wood blocks or trays, and then you sell them on those on why they're great. Okay. Another video I'm going to do on all the names and uses, how to get better at names and uses. I'm not going to do names and uses right now, but the last thing I'll talk about here is what's called selling versus telling. Okay, a lot of reps, they go through the demo and they just talk. They just blah, blah, blah. Have you noticed how many questions have I asked the customers? Customers want to be involved in the process. If you're just talking at them and just blah, 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 reading your notes and just talking, then you're not really getting any feedback and you're not tying them in, okay? So you have to do what's called tie-down questions, all right? Tie-down questions are you have to get a yes, all right? Understand customers, they give you a lot of yeses, and then they give a big yes at the end. Most reps, what they do is they just talk the entire time. Talk. Would you like to get it? Yes. What? Okay. So, and they think that that's how it works. It's not how it works. You have to get a lot of little yeses throughout the presentation. Mrs. Jones, can you see how that guarantee? What do you think of the guarantee? Oh, I really like it. Can you see it? Do you see how that's beneficial to have a guarantee like that? Yes. Okay. Mr. Jones, can you see how thermoresin, why thermoresin is important to have in a handle? Yes. Okay. Ms. Jones, can you see yourself using a trimmer? Yes. Okay. So do you see how that's handy? Yes. Now you can also get yeses by saying yes questions. Okay. Mrs. Jones, do you like the wood blocks or the trays? That's a yes question. Okay, I like the trays. Okay, I like the wood blocks. That's a tie-down question. It's getting them to like something. All right. Do you like the brown handles or the white handles? That's a yes question. All right. Another way to get tie-down questions is have you ever? right? Never say do you to a customer, okay? You always want to say have you ever, right? Ms. Jones, do you cut watermelons? No. Okay. Ms. Jones, have you ever cut a watermelon? Yes. Okay. Even if they've never cut a watermelon in their life, they understand the concept of cutting a watermelon. So they go, I guess I've cut a watermelon before. So they say yes. So you always say, have you ever? Have you ever done this? Well, this is great for that. Okay. Ms. Jones, have you ever tried to ever carve a turkey and it just gets destroyed all over the place and there's all shredded meat all over the place? All right. Well, ours makes nice thin slices. Okay. Always with a sale is finding a problem and offering a solution. Okay. So have you ever done this? There's a problem. Here's the solution. Cut go. Okay. So that's how you do. That's how you go through this part. Okay. Also on this page is a good thing to tell a lot of personal stories, okay? I was using this one the other day for this, Miss Jones. Oh, this Petite Carver is great. I was using this for cantaloupe. Oh my goodness, I took cantaloupe, I sliced it right in half. It was beautiful. It was so cool how smooth it got, all right? I get reps excited, I get you guys excited about the ice cream scoop in training, okay? And you've never even seen it. All I do is I take the ice cream scoop, I go, you take some ice, and you throw it in there, and it goes, it's gone, all right? And they're like, oh, that's cool, right? Well, all I'm doing is that's what I'm doing. I'm telling a story, okay? When you tell a story, people want to hear stories. They want to be told stories, okay? So I was using this for this. I tried this for that. I was using this the other day, Miss Jones. It's awesome. Or third-person stories. My mom has this set, or this is the set that I have, or my uncle saw this knife and he loves it, okay? Or he got this one. And you just talk about, people who have the products and tell different stories, which I'll do more when I teach you, when I do a names and uses video for you, okay? And the very last thing I'll talk about as far as selling sets is to find a hot spot on every knife, okay? Every tool, the customer must be like, okay, I need that one, okay? And so you have to find the hot spot, all right? Go to your supermarket and find some stuff and say, okay, what would I cut? Just go through the supermarket. What would I cut that with? What would I cut that with? What would I cut that with? Okay? Usually, I don't even know what the hardest one is for most reps. What's hard for you? Which one do you feel like customers, it's hard for you to sell?
The forks.
The forks, okay. So I'll do the turning fork. Turning fork, carving fork. Which one do you want to do?
Turning forks, because I feel like they're not going to use it.
Kidding me? All right, so Mr. Jones, so the forks is awesome, well, I'm not going to. I'm going to do another video on how to do each knife, so I'm not do it now. But the fork. I go, Ms. Jones, have you ever tried to stab a piece of sausage and it keeps sliding away from you in the thing? It's awful, right? Or I paint a picture, right? Ms. Jones, have you ever had like a jar of pickles and it's the last pickle left, right? And it's like, and you try to stab it, but you can't stab it because it's the last one in there, and you just gotta turn it sideways, and you get pickle juice on the ground, and it smells. It's awful, all right? You can almost smell pickles now, all right? So you just get in there, you pull it out. Last one, like the tines are flared out, so it's great. So you don't have to chase things around playing sausage hockey or getting things out of jars, pickles, olives, cherries. If you ever eat anything in a jar, or if you ever cook any of those things. Have you ever cooked bacon or sausage or that kind of before? Yeah. Okay. So great. Well, this is great for that stuff. That's it. You just get them to. You just find out what they do, and then just say this is great for that, and they're like, oh, well, that's great for that. They assume whatever you tell them is rule, is law, okay? So, but if you don't get them to agree with anything, then, by the way, I would find out if they're vegetarians before I would talk about sausage and bacon and stuff. All right? So that's how I would do that one. Anyway, all right, so you get the point. But each tool they must say yes on, all right? Because if they say yes, 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 I see I need that one, I need that one, I see I need that one, I see Y, I see Y, I see Y, I see Y, well, then it makes sense to get a set. If the customer, the only reason customers pick pieces is because they don't understand why they need the other pieces, all right? So that's the key. Find a hot spot every time. That's it. Hit the button.